There were fireworks on the campus of Michigan State University today, but despite all the calls for the school's trustees to resign, MSU's board is still fully intact.
7 investigator Ross Jones was at today's meeting. Ross, for a while it seemed like business as usual.
Dave, Glenda, it was surreal. If you sat through the first couple hours of MSU's trustees meeting, you wouldn't know the school was in crisis. For the first 2 hours, trustees listened to presentations and approved building sales, with no mention of the vote from earlier this week, essentially asking the entire board to resign. Well, just over an hour into the meeting, one member of the audience decided he'd had enough.
It's a power issue. It's abuse of power.
Associate Professor Jean Boucher couldn't listen anymore. He shouted at the Board of Trustees, telling them they were part of the problem at MSU and needed to go.
No, if you wish to leave, no confidence. Step down.
The professor left on his own, but he was hardly the only one demanding that the board follow former President Luana Simon out the door. During public comments, Harold Ford took issue with a recent remark from trustee Joel Ferguson, who said Larry Nassar was, quote, on an island by himself when he sexually assaulted more than 200 women and girls.
He wasn't on an island by himself. You were there with him.
I am sad, heartbroken, furious, and ashamed of this university and its inaction, not just in the preceding decades, but its cowardice in recent months.
Despite Tuesday's overwhelming vote of no confidence in the board by the school's faculty senate, each trustee made it clear today they're going nowhere, including trustee Dan Kelly, who, as we first reported last night, has spent much of his career defending school districts accused of failing to protect children from sexual abusers. Kelly slipped out the door today without facing questions, but interim president John Engler spoke briefly with reporters.
Does that concern you at all?
Well, I think what concerns me is that everybody who's here is focused on Michigan State's mission. I don't know what people do in their private occupations.
Students had a harder time separating Kelly's conduct in the courtroom with his mission in the boardroom, especially his attempt to reveal the names of young girls who sued the Warren School District after being molested. Since they were minors and victims of sex abuse, they filed their lawsuits anonymously. Dan Kelly tried to have their names revealed.
You're not qualified to lead. You should not be leading an institution when that's your background, especially with an institution like the problems that we're having.
Interim President John Engler also blasted ESPN's investigative report, raising questions about how sexual assault claims are handled within the school's football and basketball programs. Engler called the stories agenda-driven and incomplete, but he declined to name a single inaccuracy. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
All right, Ross, thank you. Off the